Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. The Intellivision Amico is a console. If you're familiar with me, you're definitely familiar with the Amico. I've followed it since it got announced initially, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it when I first heard about it. The new kid on the block, I'm like, what do we even need this thing for? Why is it even happening? But after meeting with Tommy Tallarico, the CEO of Intellivision, going up, seeing his house, seeing the passion he has behind the project, going to Intellivision headquarters, playing this myself firsthand, seeing what it has, how it incorporates groups of people and makes it a very different experience for the end user, I realized there is a place for this thing in the market. And after what they just announced today, the Intellivision Amico isn't even the underdog that it used to be anymore. It was a major splash that is sure to send ripples throughout the entire video game industry. Intellivision just made a gigantic announcement with their press release today that J Allard is joining their team over at Intellivision headquarters. And some of you who might not be knee-deep in what the game industry is and who these people are, let me give you a brief overview of who J Allard is and why this is just an insane thing that's happening with Intellivision right now. Why people, if they weren't taking it seriously previously, certainly should be now, and the people that were hating on this all the way up to this point might be changing their tune. Probably not, because most people don't like to be proven wrong, but the Intellivision Amico is a legitimate console, and now with the announcement of J Allard being on part of the team there, it's crazy. J Allard is the co-founder of the original Xbox. He created Xbox Live, Live Arcade, and Xbox 360, among many other tentpole software products. In the memo, Intellivision CEO Tommy Tallarico said, "We are so thrilled to add such an amazing industry legend to our team. Jay's experience, like-minded vision, and leadership in the technology and video game industries as a visionary, product designer, and gamer will further strengthen the executive leadership team and innovation legacy at Intellivision." Now, J Allard was at Microsoft for like over 20 years, and during that time he worked on Windows, he worked on Xbox, he worked on tons of games, he even had a part in the Zune there. Like, this guy was everywhere. He was with Bill Gates. He changed Bill Gates' mind on the direction of taking Microsoft in their business sense. What worked and what didn't. He has tons of experience on making sure bringing a console to the market will be done professionally. J Allard, being the global managing director of Intellivision, in his new role, he will provide invaluable insights to support the final development of the Amico, the new console designed to make video gaming accessible to all. His expertise and deep knowledge in user experience, operating systems, game certification, and building ecosystems will help Amico stay true to its mission to bring family and friends together again with fun games that everybody can play. J Allard was quoted as saying, "Amico's vision speaks to me, not just because I grew up with Intellivision, but because I grew up playing with my family and friends. Playing together is a timeless concept that I feel the video game industry has largely forgotten. The Intellivision team is deeply committed to bringing back shared fun and affordable gaming for everyone." And here's the thing with J Allard that really speaks to me on a transcendent level. It's beyond business and the scope of making money. This guy has all the money in the world. Like, he made his money. He could have retired, he could have gone on a beach, he could have just kicked back with a Mai Tai and hung out by the ocean waves. What's he doing though? He's coming back to the video game industry after leaving it because he felt such a draw to what the Intellivision Amico is bringing to people. And it's what I've been trying to tell the haters and the people who aren't sure about what this Amico is, why it's so important to give this thing the time of day, why it's something that might actually fit in your life. Because J Allard, just like me, saw it in person and thought, hey, that's actually exactly what the industry needs. It's been missing for a while, and this will definitely fill that niche gap that has been gone since basically the Wii has left. In 1998, Allard co-founded Xbox, ushered Microsoft into the video game console space with the company's first game console in 2001 and grew the business into the fastest $1 billion business in the company's history. Allard was recognized as the top 35 entertainment execs under 35 by The Hollywood Reporter, the most powerful men under 38 by Details, and the most important person in video games by Giant Bomb. Like, it's a big deal, and I am beyond thrilled for Tommy and the entire team over at Intellivision. And I think if people actually remove their bias with this and look at it for what it is, it's a huge win for the little guy. It's a huge win for what amounts to the company that nobody was taking seriously up until this point. They got J Allard on board, and now if you didn't believe in it before, I'd have a hard time thinking that you still don't believe in it. Allard was recruited by Microsoft in '91 and went on to deliver over 40 products, was awarded over 50 patents, and helped build 4 multi-billion-dollar businesses. His impact was felt early on in his career at the company when he wrote a memo entitled Windows, the next killer application on the internet, outlining why Microsoft needed to change its course and redefine itself with the internet. The memo led Bill Gates, co-founder and CEO at the time, to overhaul the company's strategy, and Allard became known as Microsoft's father of the internet. Like, this guy knows video games. He worked for Microsoft for 20 plus years. Now he decided to join the Intellivision team because it spoke to him on a personal level. It had family and friends coming together, playing in the same room, couch co-op, being able to have different levels, varying difficulties, ease of access, jumping right into the game. Everything that seems amiss right now with all the DLC and add-ons and updates and changes that all these consoles have right now, the Amico is a throwback to what it used to be like with the NES, where you just put a cartridge in and you press power and you play. I miss that feeling. And oftentimes we don't have all the time in the world to set up a game. It's something I've spoken of before as well. And personally, I really feel like it's a huge advantage for the Amico to be able to just jump right into a game, as opposed to loading up a console, putting the game in, doing the updates, loading the game up, waiting for it to start, setting up an extra controller, getting that synced up, connecting that, and by the time you're sitting on the couch with someone playing, it's like 10 or 12 minutes has passed, and it's like, come on, can we just jump in and play the game and have some fun? Because life seems to be moving pretty fast right now, and it's nice to be able to sit back and play these couch co-op games without wasting all this time. At least that's the way I'm looking at this, and clearly it's the way J Allard's looking at it. Tommy Tallarico, again, I can't say enough good things about this guy. He's a legitimate, passionate player in the game industry. This thing is his baby. It's a passion project, and the fact that they were able to talk J Allard into joining their team speaks volumes for what the future of the Intellivision Amico is. And I, for one, like I've made very clear, abundantly clear in the past, am extremely excited for this thing. I feel like every time I talk about it, I'm like a marketing puff piece for Tommy now, because I got to sit with it and play with it. And if I try to remove my bias, which is, like I've said in previous videos, it's impossible to do, but trying to remove my bias, pretending I didn't even see this thing before, didn't know anything about it, just hearing that J Allard decided to be a part of this thing, knowing he doesn't need money, knowing that he's not trying to squeeze the little guy out of cash. He wants to be a part of this because he feels drawn to the mission of what the Amico stands for. That's pretty powerful. That's inspiring. And it's something that I'd like to think, if the Amico is able to be successful, is infectious on the other game companies out there, because a part of me feels like it's getting a little bit too corporate. That's how I feel about this. Again, huge deal for Intellivision, huge win for Tommy and the team at the Intellivision company. I'm beyond thrilled for them, and can't wait to see what J Allard has in store for his plans at the company. Anyways, I'm going to leave the video right there. Be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. If you feel like it's not that big of a deal, the J Allard guy, you didn't even hear about him, didn't know anything about him, or if you feel like this is going to change the perception of what the Amico stands for on the entire video game landscape. Is it that transcendent? It just might be. I don't want to go over the top with this, but to me, this is a huge freaking deal. That's how I feel about it. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing. Smash,